on the planet of Zebus. In comes the bounty hunter, Samus Aran, and now enters the landing site to find what the F happened to this planet? Oh, everything's all over the place. You know what happened? As Aussie and crew decided to blow up the planet and shift every single room around. Ladies and gentlemen, Speedgaming fans around the world, welcome to Super Metroid Map Randomizer, where every single room is randomized in the game. I am joined by Aussie on co-coms. I'm WXFan21. We get Diamantis on the tracking. It is going to be a ton of fun. Aussie, how are you?
I'm doing good. Taking a little inspiration from our tournament blurb here. Mother Brain has destroyed the planet and put it back together wrong. Yeah, this is Map Randomizer. So the big feature is how all the rooms are going to be shuffled around. But then what's important and makes it an interesting race is that they're all going to be like something that you can physically see how the connections work. And so that's going to be something that we're going to be working around.
It's going to be a ton of fun. I'm so happy to be back doing comms at you, Aussie. I know we've done the last several of these together for the map rando stuff, and folks, we're going to get this out of we're going to get this out of the way with 31 people are competing in this qualifier. We will tell you all about how, if you want to get involved in the last 3 qualifiers, how we will do that. Nitro is on your left. Spiffy Thomas is on your right, who hasn't hit the start button yet, apparently. Spiffy's like, oh, wait a minute. Whoopsie. And West Ocean again, Aussie.
Yeah, Spiffy did set his timer, so hopefully that's synced now. West Ocean's interesting. It's a lot of doors. It does have that one item, but we can't get it yet. Map Rando doesn't always give you morph immediately, but here it is.
Just as you said that.
Yeah, it's usually going to be early, but doesn't have to be immediate. So that could mean that we need the West Ocean water item.
It's quite possible.
Or that could just be a pack of missiles.
Hey,
the thing is, even a pack of missiles is useful right now because...
I was just going to say.
Yeah.
We're not saying no to a pack of missiles, but now, at least Nitro is able to go and get this item. We know he spotted this earlier.
Ah, morph bombs.
We'll take those.
Yeah, it makes sense that this is a progression item. And then the question from here is going to be, do you go back to ship? You can go top right, top left, and it's a good thing Nitro didn't come over to the left door earlier, because that morph was important to pick up.
Absolutely. And we'll see what this ocean item is. Any item can be anywhere, full randomizer. It is an energy tank, so we'll explain to you a little bit about the dots. You see a hollow dot there that Nitro and Spiffy just picked up. A hollow dot can be supers, power bombs, energy tank, and reserves tanks. Your dots are just missiles. Your big dots that are like bolded are your major items. So that is something to keep in track of. And in good map randomizer fashion, save early, save often, and make sure you try rushing for the map rooms if the maps allow it.
Yep. And then we got an E-Tank right away. And it is set where the first possible filler item is going to be an E-Tank. And since Morph opened up 2 locations right there, then one of them was going to be a filler item. Spiffy taking some falls in the water. These jumps are not trivial, and it's something that you could get good at by practicing speedruns. And I don't actually think that Spiffy has done a lot of speedrunning, and mostly plays for randomizers. But losing some time here to West Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then I also saw that he's playing with colorblind doors mode. So the doors are going to be colored a little differently on Spiffy's side.
Interesting. So Nitro doing an infinite bomb jump to make his way on over to landing site upper. Which honestly, in quite a few of these siege with the hard tricky settings, which we'll get into here in a bit, we have seen a good chunk of the criteria maps be in this portion, as well as this ridiculous room. Oh my. This isn't going to be the same map that MM2 and I just calmed, is it? Okay, that's speed.
Well, the items can be different, but there's a small chance that the map is the same.
I'm looking at this going, these two rooms are similar. Okay, it's not. First
So
pack of missiles is a super. Sorry, Aussie, go ahead.
When was that race you were talking about that you called?
Oh, Wall 3, so the Sunday race.
All three. Okay, I was racing in that, so you'd think I'd
Yes, you
recognize
were.
that.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I've seen West Ocean before. I've seen the bottom pit room before. I'm like, this looks oddly, familiar. But how'd you do in that race, Aussie?
Not the greatest. I kind of ran over and had to do everything. Missed Varia suit.
Yeah, you weren't the only
really
one who missed Faria.
Yeah, played well, but didn't place great.
Yep. So, let's talk about what Map Randomizer is. Aussie, you obviously being one of the big brains behind Map Randomizer. Let's talk a little bit about what Map Rando is and the settings that these racers are playing on, and then I can tell everybody where they can go to if they want to get involved. So tell us about hard and tricky settings, and just kind of give us, like, obviously you can head over to maprando.com to see the actual list of tricks, but is there anything big that runners should be aware of for these hard settings?
Oh no. Nitro just jumped directly into that crab.
Yep.
So for the tricky part of the settings, that's going to define the item placement. So it's going to be a few progression items, which are usually majors per step. A step is sometimes called a sphere. And so they're also going to be placed in the more difficult to reach locations. So like Cosine Room is a little bit harder than the bottom of West Ocean. But then after that, you have to follow your bombs to get to the next thing, because that's the next sphere of checks. That's the tricky side. The objective is going to be bosses. So it's going to be G4, which is the standard Super Metroid objective. And then hard is the other major setting, and that is to define the what types of tricks are expected by the runners, as well as what kind of short charges you can do, how tight the heat runs are going to be, and the list of exactly what's expected is on the website, but we'll be calling out from time to time what's in logic, what's out of logic.
Yep.
As we get this wave beam in the sky.
I don't know why I just thought of Lucy and the Skyward Diamonds and wanted to go wave beam in the Skyward Diamonds, but I digress. Well, that was the first thing that popped into my head when you said that. But yeah, so this is an interesting route here. We hope this item is going to be something in its regular missiles, which we don't have yet. We will take those. I'm kind of thinking the crab hole, or at least the crab room that Nitro found, is probably our progression. Because racers right now, map-wise, are kind of stuck.
Yeah, in the very early game, you just blindly check rooms and do what you can do, because there's not too much that's really available, since the items are so limited. But we're kind of done cleaning up with the very early checks. It's time to move on to the new stuff. So we got Wave Beam. Wave Beam could count as filler, but it could be progression. The beams and X-ray, as well as power bomb supers and E-tanks, are all placed as filler. So they're not going to be necessarily in the hard-to-reach locations, but they can be used as progression.
So we got
There's our map.
aqueduct with a major and left side sand pit. And a major on the right bottom side of criteria, but Spiffy wants to head to Brinstar. I don't blame them at all.
Yeah, so the aqueduct items are in logic, but you can't reach the sandpit items, and those are the more quality checks. But since you can't do that, I'm gonna leave for somewhere else.
I smell a gravity suit soon. And how do you smell a gravity suit, Aussie? Because they look like pancakes. That was such a bad joke. Such a bad joke.
No, everyone appreciates thinking of pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
You're sticking the smell of pancakes in the minds.
Now I kind of want some blueberry pancakes. Chat, go make Aussie and I some pancakes, will you please? We commentate for your pleasure. We want pancakes. Kidding. Nitro is now heading back for... Nitro, get the item. It's a missile pack. You want missiles.
Yeah, and these seeds, I like picking up about 30 to 35 missiles always.
Mm-hmm.
Ring ball.
Carrot and apple cake. Both sound delicious, Grub Junker.
They do.
Ooh!
Or E-tanks.
Very helpful. And more missiles. So, this is kind of like we talked about, Aussie. Aqueduct and logic. Getting the sand pit, if possible. Spiffy Thomas, all the way from Bryn, now into Torian. Well, how do you know it's Torian? It's orange.
Yep, Torian is famous for being
orange. Hashtag orange.
Kind of questioning why Nitro doesn't have the map for criteria.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just right above here.
Spiffy back into Brinstar. This is a really interesting map layout here early, Aussie.
Yeah, there's a lot of ringing around.
Nice.
We're finding actually quite a few majors, but nothing that's really helping them progress.
No.
Yeah, so that snail on Nitro's side is an angry snail, so it's not going to stop for him to use as a platform. But does do the very tricky jump to get up.
Nicely done.
Hopefully gets that map right now. It's kind of a mistake to not have the map. And Nitro and Spiffy are both like top map rando runners. Oh, Spiffy showing off the nice blue hopper dodge strat found by Eddie, where you just duck under.
Spiffy checking those again. Now, I'm looking at the map from the right side of Aqueduct, which Nitro didn't have that information. I'm wondering if that major could be Gravity.
Depends exactly where it was.
Bottom right of the criteria map.
Was it in a sandpit? So, for items to be placed as progression, then they can't be one-way reachable.
Right, no, it's not. There was two majors. There is the Sandpit major, and then there is... Where Spiffy Thomas is now, leaving out of the right side of Aqueduct, allows you to go towards the major. Plasma Room was above it.
To the right. You can get most of the way from that quick glance I got. Pass over the Decora room. You have to go through half of Key Hunter stairs. And so that would expect you to take a couple hits on the way back. And I think that is going to make it more likely to be a filler item. And then there's also plasma pirates over here, which is possible to get with speed, but not going to be logical.
Spiffy's headed for it.
So, yep. Hollow dots, especially early on, are going to be very worthwhile. It's as we get deeper into seeds that you're going to think about skipping them. Their value goes down as you get other hollow dots. And then this short charge is a little bit hard for hard difficulty, but it still pulls it off no problem. Yeah, the thing about Key Hunter stairs is that Key Hunters do 200 damage per hit without suits. And Logic needs you to be able to get out with the item without using it. And that's why I think that it's easier to come down key stairs and pick up the item than it is to get back. And so it's more likely to be filler. But that would make it a beam or X-ray. And beams aren't bad at all to have right now. Charge ice or plasma. So the issue Spiffy's having, other than the short charging, is that speed booster without high jump is going to really mess with your jump height. And it makes jumping up from that lower hole kind of tricky. But falling down key stairs is an issue. Then over here is going to be Brinstar Reserve with Major. It's getting out, that's the problem. And there is I think it's expert level trick to get out without taking damage. And I think we can expect to see that from Spiffy. And then for the same reason, Norfair wouldn't be in Logic right now. If you were trying to follow the intended progression path. So I saw that there were 2 majors up to the top right of criteria that Nitro's going for. And I wasn't sure if we had a path to reach them. Because it's going to be the top of Screw Attack Room here.
Sorry, Aussie, I'm back. It's like
No
people
worries.
just have a sixth sense. Oh, Adam's doing commentary. Let's give him a call. I'm kidding. So, turned out you were correct. That filler, it was affected filler, and it was X-ray. And Spiffy has found his way over to Norfair.
Okay.
This is not a nice seed at all.
Big Pink is nice, though.
Big Pink is very nice.
Yeah, so Spiffy's going to be out of Logic for a while. We don't know what he's going to run to. What Nitro doing is also not in Logic. The Spring Ball jump off a wall, that was taken out with the latest release from Logic, specifically in Screw Attack Room. But then also using Morph Bombs to break the block would also be considered harder. And then on top of that, we have this Metroid Room, which he doesn't have a way to deal with. So this is all really not in Logic.
No,
but it's going to pay off. The thing about map rando logic is if you can do a hard trick that leads to a good item, then it's probably going to be a really powerful item.
Good try. Okay, so I see Dragon. I see 1, 2 majors. We see blue top. We see the climb supers. So 2 majors here in Norfair and Ridley. So Ridley and Dragon in Norfair.
I'm hearing Spiffy fell through Fish Tank, and I guess he needs to find a way back up through that. Something else to keep an eye on. But the last logical item I've seen is gonna be this spring ball. Like Spazer and Wave typically aren't going to be big progression items. That's kind of why they were put into the filler category. So Nitro is showing off the Shine Spark you can do in Aqueduct. You just have to enter from the bottom left door. You need that room to be a dry room, but then if you run in, then you can just use the long runway to build a Shine Spark. And that's something you don't need to know about unless you're playing Map Rando. And like a lot of things, it's going to trip people up the first few times they see it, because you wouldn't have any reason to think about it.
If he's going for... Yeah! So close.
These Poyos are super damaging too, that he almost landed on top of, but did avoid a hit.
But I say they're so small and thin. And Nitro apparently just
Or
shine
Nitro.
sparked into a wall.
Yeah, he shine
then
sparked directly into a laser beam. I thought there was a E-tank in that room too. So it's surprising that his health is low enough. So the room that Spiffy is in is called Grapple Tutorial 3. And for hard logic, you need to think about how it would be put in logic by spring ball bouncing across. Except in this case, there's not a good runway on the left side of the door.
I'm gonna take a wild guess here and say that is not in hard logic. Obviously, because Spiffy shouldn't be here.
Yeah, what he did is not in logic. So maybe we just repeat over and over that what Spiffy's doing is not in logic. He seems to like these tricks.
It finds charge beam.
Yeah. So if he goes to a easy to reach location, then it's going to be filler. And he has to do a specifically difficult thing to find a big progression item. We've also seen a couple resets already in this seed. Map Rando does... it does have resets happen, so you need to save a lot. You don't know what situation you're going to be putting yourself in.
So it wasn't Climb Supers, it was Spore Spawn Supers. Okay.
So Nitro going to find their...
Spiffy has no outs here, does he?
I'm hearing he doesn't. There are a lot of ways to do fish tank, if that's what the problem is.
Spiffy doesn't have enough energy tanks to do Suitless Ridley. No other damage and ammo.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Nitro, Samus was just looking at the camera.
So it's that room. So that looked like a Plasma Spark room before Fish Tank. So you'd get out with a spike suit. Probably the only way to do that. In logic, you really need to think about how you get back whenever you go down a path. Because the logic is made to not bail you out. So hopefully Spiffy just makes this work. Hasn't really found too much. It's mostly been the E-tanks. So, like, could afford to just reset it all away. It would just be a bit of a time loss. Because we're not really actively making progress.
Hello, baby skip room.
Yeah. With these items, baby skip is very difficult. That'd be an insane level trick. Blue hoppers into amphitheater. That's fun. And all of Nitro's energy is gone.
Jeez. Kizatoon over here talking like they're coming out of the Matrix. R mode blue suit into big pink to go up fish tank. What is an R mode blue suit?
So you interrupt a Shine Spark by activating your reserves. And that'll give you a blue suit. And with a blue suit, you can run around as blue, and
Well, that's
you
true.
can turn that into a Shine Spark whenever you want.
It just the way it just sounded like some weird mumbo jumbo. Sorry, Kizatoon.
Yeah, so Spiffy
Okay.
knows pretty much all the extreme level tricks, and that'd be one of them.
Okay. Main Street's got a major.
Yeah, that looks reachable. You have to do a gravity jump up through Main Street. But that's a common thing in hard logic. And also another thing that doesn't normally show up in vanilla map. Oh, I think we're doing something out of logic here on Nitro's side. I guess actually it's just faster than IBJ.
Convenient bug to do the R mode off of in early supers. Okay. Interesting. Kizatoon dropping the facts on us in the Twitch chat.
I mean, Big Pink has really convenient bugs. Yeah. The early supers bugs seem hard to get your speed charged. Because you gotta run through the gates.
Nitro is thinking about it, and off they go. Gravity jump did not work.
Yeah, so this gravity jump up Main Street is very important to know. And it is logic. I do it by doing a shot to break spin when I'm into the water rim. And then kind of hold left.
Ooh, nicely done, Nitro.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah. Use the early supers bug to start R mode. R mode just means activating your reserves during a door transition and holding X-ray the whole time.
Alright, here we go. Nitro's got the Shine Spark stored.
Yeah, that was pretty far away, so
Just missed it.
a very risky way to go for that. You really just want to run into the water room and store your Shine Spark closer to where you want to use it.
Just like that.
Oh, but
not
ran
like
out
that.
anyway.
Spiffy finding his way to the wreck ship. And into part of Cathedral. He should have this, and it's high jump.
High jump.
Needs to
there's
get
more
to
up
the
there.
top.
Does Nitro still have Spring Ball? Showing off some underwater wall jumps.
That high jump is really helping him clear this area! Gets hit and headbutt by the fish.
Yeah, fish. Not quite as strong as crabs. And then
All
we'll see
right,
what
here we
Precious
go.
Room has.
Precious Room has Varia.
Varia suit. Big find.
Huge find.
Yeah. So it's not looking so good for Spiffy's adventure. I'm missing on high jump and Varia now.
It's an adventure.
It's getting a couple maps out of it.
Hockey Towner hanging out in the Twitch chat with us.
Wants to know more about the Speedgaming Live 2024 Super Metroid Map Randomizer Tournament, which we are presenting today. We are in qualifier number 4 out of 8.
We should probably tell everyone if you want to get involved with it. You head on over to maprando.com. You get into the Map Randomizer Discord, and you want to join. And the link that Hockey Towner said, there is where it says speedgaming.org. You want to get into that Discord. You want to get to the Speed Gaming Live 24 Discord. And that is where you can join. 3 qualifiers left, Aussie. 1 Thursday, and then 2 on Saturday. I think.
It should be another
Yes.
Sunday.
There is another one. So 1 Thursday, 2 Saturday, and 1 Sunday.
Yeah.
The 1 Sunday is late. 10 p.m. Eastern.
Yep, you only need to join 2 qualifiers to be entered into participating in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
If you join a third, then your lowest time will be dropped. The rest will be averaged.
Hockey Town is about to join and basically school everyone that he just did comms for at SGDQ. Congrats, by the way. Hockey Town is going to come in here and be the next Map Rando champion.
I believe.
You are welcome.
He already knows about the hockey tower strats that we had to write into the login.
Hockey Town is just unlikely. Listen, folks, if you don't know Hockey Towner, good people, longtime resident of the Super Metroid community. Oh, Nitro! Great gravity jump, but bombs the cack on the ceiling. So, yeah, come join us. 4 qualifiers left, and like Aussie said, you only need to do 2 of them. And you can do 3 if you would like. Lowest one gets dropped, and you get your 2 times average. If you do 2, both times will get averaged, and that'll give you your seed. Aussie, what are we looking for when we get to the brackets once these qualifiers are done? How long should people be expecting if they're in the bracket stage? A couple of weeks, month?
Yeah, it's a couple months for the full bracket run. We recently increased the number of bracket participants to 32.
Nice.
These qualifier races have been a little popular, so we had to up that. And then it'll be best of 3 races, and typically you're going to do a race every week, and that'll end up with the tournament ending at the end of September.
So exciting.
Yeah. Certainly a lot of content.
Gizatoon apparently thinks gravity is behind Ridley. Spiffy is out of Norfair.
Yeah, he managed to get a really high running jump through Fish Tank Room. So that would be a expert level type of running jump, I think. And then followed it up with some springboard jumps. So I don't know if that was the plan. You can't tell that that's possible until you see the bottom left door. But he did make it out. Gets to keep all these E-tanks. Gonna run into Varia very shortly, and then the E-tanks will be pretty worthless. So I imagine not gonna feel too good about this seed. but does have a lot of information. Nitro, on the other hand, has the progression items, but is also taking a few deaths of his own. Doesn't have power bombs, somehow. Were we supposed to be following where the power bombs were?
They're over there.
They're a little important.
All right, Nitro. What is this major?
Yeah, short charging here gonna be faster.
Yeah, beautiful short charge, and it's nice beam.
Nice.
It is a nice beam.
And then there's another majors here as well. At the Mama Turtle location. And then this will be on... Well, actually with speed and high jump, you can just jump up to this item. Then what do we get?
Boom.
Gravity suits. Pretty unfortunate about the death earlier. He got very close to getting that. But Nitro unfortunately landed in acid, took a death, and couldn't check these items. But that'll be 2 suits for Nitro at
Nitro
the
found the
35 minute
pancake.
mark.
Yep, Nitro found the pancakes.
Yep. Pancakes in the wall.
Hey, Kissatoon. You weren't wrong. The game was wrong. All right, Kissatoon, you weren't wrong. The game was wrong. For those that missed it, Kissatoon thought that gravity was going to be behind Ridley.
Oh, that was a very neat trick that Spiffy did that we didn't draw attention to. But he stuttered into the crab shaft room, into the water room. And if you do it right, you come down to almost a stop, but you're building Shine Spark the entire time. And was able to get a short charge with just 1 screen length. And then unfortunately, this looks like a double water room. And he can't get up.
Nope. Spiffy finding Everest. Only kidding, Kissatoon. Kissatoon, did you... Are you in this? Or are you just not in this particular qualifier? For those that don't know, Kissatoon is another Super Metroid rando runner. So you got what? 1 more qual for yourself as well, I believe, right?
Yeah, I've played in 2.
Played in 2, okay.
Yeah. Me and MM2 are alternating who organizes each qualifier.
Nice. And did 2 on the weekend. Nice, Kissatoon. Hopefully you both are happy with your times. So, good question, Aussie, in chat from Tarthoron. What are the odds Nitro is in go mode minus charge without PBs?
I feel like we've seen a lot of the bosses, but not all of them.
We're missing Fantoon and Kraid. We've seen Dragon and Ridley, which we know is in Norfair. We have not come across Meridia yet, at all. Meridia is wide open. Spiffy about to find...
It's powerbombed her.
Mm-hmm. So, Nitro hanging out with the baby Dragons.
So it's possible that you can go through a seed and not find power bombs or not need supers. That's entirely something that can happen. But it doesn't typically happen. Like usually there's one thing behind that ammo, or you just run into them before another build.
And we know Varia is here. So Spiffy needs to go.
Yeah.
The one advantage Spiffy has at this point, honestly, is having that Norfair information.
Yeah, and having power bombs. It's very strange to not have them at 40 minutes.
Yeah, very much so. And only 10 power bombs so far, so only 2 power bomb packs.
Yeah, when you're playing without power bombs, you need to worry about soft locking.
Can we talk about that beautiful shine spark from Spiffy? Just absolute confidence to be able to pull that off.
Yeah, Spiffy is someone who's really practiced with the harder level tricks. Spends a lot of time playing Extreme Seeds. Nitro stays more in the hard tricky settings, I believe, and is also playing like more vanilla map style tournament races.
Yep, I just calmed Nitro versus Nevdi in the Dash Randomizer tournament.
Yeah, so Spiffy really not happy about finding these 2 items here.
Nitro getting X-ray again.
Yeah, likes having it. It'll help reveal the powerbomb location.
All right, folks. Again, let's get some plugs for these racers. Exclamation point R to follow the runners. Exclamation point C to follow the commentary and tracking teams. And exclamation point SGL24 SMR to go and join. If you want to get involved in this, you got to join the Speedgaming Live 2024 Discord. Go down to online tournaments and go to SM Map Rando. You will find the schedule and all the resources you need in there. No, those are not the right links. We need to get those updated. We'll have someone ping a volunteer. Diamanthus, if you're hanging out listening, which I know you are, can we give some shout-outs to Diamanthus, by the way, our amazing tracker for this race? If we could ping a volunteer to get the race bot fixed. Well, all the bots fixed, please.
Yeah.
Or Aussie can do it, somebody can do it. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe we'll just bombard all the volunteers at the same time.
Yep. Not something I know how to fix, but thanks to Damaris for giving out the links. And you can give these runners a follows if you want. Very experienced map rando runners.
Nitro finally getting their first PBs.
Yeah, so I guess that was one of the big finds of coming down to Norfair. Get those power bombs. The thing is, does Spiffy want to play like they need gravity, or does he just want to skip it? Because once you have high jump spring ball, that's all the underwater movement that you really need. And those 2 majors in criteria are very out of the way. The one here in left sandpit is on the way to Meridia, so it makes sense to just check this.
Yep.
But I don't know about those other 2. Uh, 42 minutes. We have no boss kills.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It can sometimes happen. It's very common to get the boss kills near the end of the seed. Like the first half is item collection, second half is boss kills and cleanup. But this is pretty late for no bosses at all.
Thank you, Diamanthus, for posting all those links. We appreciate it.
Meridia map not that close, so I have to be looking around a little blindly as Spiffy makes his way over to that. Has to go down a one-way through this green gate. But at this point, you have the movement items for any water room, and you have the various suit for any heated room.
I'm really curious if Spiffy's ever going to go back and get gravity.
I don't think so. I think he just plays like Go mode from here.
Mm-hmm.
It's still helpful to run into Ice or Plasma or Supers. Those are still helpful items to have.
But they are. Spiffy getting grabbed by one of the Metroids. Spiffy, go back! The Metroid just wanted to give Samus a hug! There you go. Metroid got their hug. Spiffy got out of the room.
Yeah, Norfair has those two bosses.
Yep. Nitro can do both. Spiffy could not. So Nitro's still in the lead. Oh, Spiffy coming across Fantoon.
Fantoon's good. That's what he's looking for. Fantoon is an objective, and then also going to be a map station right after. Then as soon as he has all the boss information, you can go for the boss kills, and then hopefully run into Mother Brain last. You want to have all the other bosses done before you find Mother Brain, so you minimize backtracking. Yep. Now we're into the phase of the race where we're going to start seeing some boss kills. Dragon on the left, Fantoon on the right. And I think I'd go for a grapple kill for Nitro. But a spark start is always good damage.
Always is.
I just don't think the normal 80% style Dragon kill is that good unless you have those exact items that you've practiced the fight with.
Yeah, you definitely want, obviously, the Shine Spark, the X Factor, and try to do things that way. Well, we found Mother Brain. So Fantoon down, Mother Brain found... Oh, that's going to be a long escape.
Yeah. So we know that Fantoon and Mother Brain are in Meridia.
Mm-hmm. And listen up, folks. If you all are enjoying this race, we want to hear from you in the Twitch chat. Let's do some emojis. Give us a thumbs up or thumbs down. Are you enjoying this race?
Well, from the start, I've always been wondering, like, how easy it is to follow a map rando start or map rando or race, because you don't know what rooms they're going to be running into. That can be a little bit hard to follow.
I'm so happy we have this rando. I really am, and I'm happy it's taken off the way it is.
It's certainly fun to play.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I guess there's been a few randomizers that are pretty similar to this in the past, and I've always enjoyed those. But then now I get to work on map rando, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, nice duck.
Glad to hear everyone is enjoying this. All right, Nitro. You've got Dragon down. You have what you need to defeat Ridley. Oh. I don't know. What do you think, Aussie? 30 and 25 is kind of tough with no charge beam.
Once you... Like, if you can add in some power bombs, then the ammo is not really all that tight for Ridley.
So, to answer chat's question, Gravity Suit. was at Mama Turtle and Criteria. So here we go. Here's the Ridley fight.
I think from what Spiffy is doing right now, Gravity could not have been in Meridia, and he should know that.
And Spiffy does find himself back into Criteria.
So power bombs are going to do 200 damage, and they have the potential to hit twice if you do it right.
I did not know that. I think I've seen it before. That's pretty cool.
And so...
Nice fight, Nitro.
Yep, it's a good fight. So power bombs are good damage for Ridley. They're just slow, so you don't want to use them. But Nitro would still like to have that charge beam, because then you don't have to worry about ammo so much.
Yep. Folks, on behalf of Aussie and myself, big shoutouts to all of you being here. We see the amount of people in here. Nice plasma beam find for Nitro. And folks, it is not lost on Aussie and I. At least I feel like I could speak for Aussie. The amount of viewers that we're getting and the attention that Map Rando is getting. I, for one, Aussie, am very proud and happy to see that. So, I don't know about you, but the amount of viewers that we have right now it's really cool to see. 31 participants in this qualifier 4. Just so cool.
Yeah, 30 participants that's gonna be higher than what we're hoping for. So that's really exciting.
Camel Emoji says they want to see this at the next GDQ. Absolutely.
Yeah, so Eddie submitted it for SGDQ, but then whether it was going to be considered or not, it got beaten out by the four-way race that happened instead.
Yep.
It does show up on Hotfix from time to time. I was on that not too long ago.
That is true. Nice screw attack. Nitro hunting for that charge beam. So if they keep hunting in Norfair, I believe that's where we found our charge beam.
Yeah, he's kind of hunting too hard for charge. Like, he's really close on ammo. So I would think you just get those 2 packs of missiles and not get charge. But let's see, he's missing space jump and charge. So if he chases hollow dot, the full circles, which are majors, then he's gonna get charge within the next 2 items.
Yep. Spiffy done with Ridley. Nicely done. So to give you all an update, they are tied on bosses. Nitro's defeated Ridley and Dragon. Spiffy has defeated Ridley and Fantoon, found Mother Brain, and has that information. But nobody's found Crate yet.
Yep, Crate is who we're looking for.
Where is he?
He's in the region as...
It's gotta be Wreck Ship. That's the only full map we don't have access to right now.
Yeah, that's the thing from the viewer point of view. We can't easily tell where they've been and where they need to go.
Mm-hmm.
It helps when they open the map themselves and scroll through.
Yep, and plasma for Spiffy.
We can't get them to do that. Plasma helps a lot because he is more beam focused for weapon damage. And then also going to head over to this screw attack.
So the bots right now have an issue, so we are working on getting the bots fixed. I mean, there are quite a few games I'd love to see run at GDQ. I'd love to see an Earthbound randomizer run at GDQ. Map Rando, I would love to have Map Rando done. But, like, hard settings are nice. Give me a Map Rando at GDQ that's, I don't know, very hard or extreme.
I ran an expert seed as my
Okay.
hot pick seed.
Oh, was it expert? Okay, so where does it go? Hard, very, it goes,
And
what is it? Vanilla, medium, hard, very hard, expert, extreme, insane?
so it is basic, medium, hard, very hard, expert, extreme, insane. And then for like task level tricks, there's beyond.
Gotcha.
And I did expert and it took over 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
Because it was a really mean expert seed.
Yeah.
But they're going to be a lot more volatile once they are harder seeds.
Makes sense. So maybe we just run a very hard one.
Yeah, so we're doing a hard tricky right now. And there's still some volatility in it.
I mean, we can see we're at 55 minutes. And we get 2 bosses. Nitro took 41 minutes to find power bombs.
Yeah, so like comparing to the other qualifiers, there were races that finished in 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one is going to be well over an hour. Not too much over. Because having both suits, you can go pretty fast.
Mm-hmm. Nitro finding Fantoon. So Nitro's still ahead.
I think technically Spiffy is ahead right now, but Nitro should pass him. That's how I read this.
I read it as Nitro ahead, but either way, it's going to be 3 bosses down for each pretty soon.
Oh. Maybe this path to Dragon is going to be really slow.
It's possible.
I thought he was closer to Dragon.
Beautiful gravity jump, though.
Yeah, with the high jump, that gravity jump is far more reasonable.
Mm-hmm. There's Dragon. Folks, also, if you can't participate this year in actually running, but you want to participate by volunteering, say you want to do commentating or tracking, come join the same Discord. Sign-ups for volunteers are there.
Yep. There's going to be a big pile of races once the brackets get started. Because then it'll be 1v1 matches. Right now, the qualifiers are everyone at once. This race has 31 runners. But once we get into brackets, it'll be the top 32 get a place, and each of them are going to have to 1v1 each other week after week. And we're going to be needing help managing all of that.
What are they, best of ones, Austin? And then grand
Best of
finals, best of 3? They're all best of 3s.
All best of 3s and double elimination.
I have the urge to do a bracket preview. When we're ready. Alright, Nitro. You found Mother Brain as well. 3 bosses down each. Now it's just a matter of getting to the wreck ship, where Kraid has to be. Again, Nitro never came across Charge Beam. So honestly, we should talk about Mother Brain. Because in Map Rando, Mother Brain is a little bit more unique due to quality of life improvements.
Yeah,
So
I
talk
touched
to
on
us a
that
little
a
bit about Mother
little
Brain,
bit.
because I don't even think Nitro is an ammo go mode yet.
He's not, but he's really, really close. He's been skipping some missiles, so I think he could be there if he wasn't trying for a charge so hard. So the big quality of life change is that supers do double damage to Mother Brain, and the kind of the reasoning for that is that like for balance reasons, you see in dash seeds that there's going to be more supers just in the pool, and so it's comparable to that change, but a different way of doing it. So this way we can finish with ammo go mode, like without doing crazy amounts of ammo hunting.
Mm-hmm. Where's our wrecked ship entrance? Torian?
We're heading to the top of Criteria, and there's a Brinstar. And it seems like Nitro just passed Biffy.
Yep.
Nitro doesn't have much map knowledge of this region, and I don't really know how much Spiffy knows.
Spiffy doesn't either. We weren't able to get to the map station. So
Yeah, the
Kraid
map
could be in
station is really
Brinstar.
far. Right, so Spiffy ran into this crab shaft
Right.
into Everest problem.
Yep. And
He
wasn't
can't do it
able to-
now because
No.
he's high jump. But Nitro's gonna do it faster.
Yep. And here is the climb. We got this. Let's go. About to find the map room. There's
There he is.
Kraid.
Nitro. He doesn't have charge marked on the tracker. So I guess he doesn't have it still. And then also doesn't have the ammo. For ammo, you need 30 supers and 36 missiles.
Mother Brain.
Yeah, for Mother Brain. So another way of writing that would be just like 76 missiles. No, 66 missiles, 25. So like 4 missile packs away. And that's because you need the ammo for the first phase and the second phase.
Makes sense. So 36 and 30. Keep that in mind, folks.
And then that's if it's full. Usually when going for an ammo finish, you need to worry about refilling your ammo just before the Mother Brain fight.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, it shouldn't be much of a problem because Ridley was killed so long ago.
Makes sense to me. Again, folks, we're still trying to get the chatbots working properly. There is an issue. We're working on it. Nitro gonna go grab these. It's double missiles here.
Interesting charge kill on Kraid. Not going for a a normal quick kill.
And Croc must be hanging out in the wreck ship. Nitro is refilling.
Yep, these bugs are pretty good for supers.
Now it's a play for Meridia for Nitro.
The brain is in Meridia.
Mm-hmm.
That means Spiffy does have a bunch of water rooms to go through still, where Nitro's
Yes.
going to be saving time with gravity.
And folks, get your predictions in now.
Connection is down.
What do you think is going to be the escape timer? Get your predictions in now on what you think the escape timer time will be. I'm going with 2 minutes and 40 seconds, Aussie.
Right. So the escape is going to... Like, there's a database of how long it takes to get through each room. It's going to count up all the rooms that you have to go through and sum those numbers together. And then apply the hard difficulty multiplier to that. And then that'll be our escape time. And yeah, a high 2 minutes or low 3 minute time sounds about right. I guess it's Meridia directly into Criteria. So
Just
maybe
such
not.
a long way away.
It's a lot of rooms in those two regions, but it's only the two regions. But we'll see what it gives us. The game I like to play for the escape is how many pauses are the runners going to need?
All right, well, why don't we play that game instead? How many pauses do you think Nitro is going to use on the way out?
I could see him using one, but I think they'll go with two.
I'm going to go with 2 as well.
Some handy supers here, GT.
Big super find.
Right. So for saving the animals, there's not enough time built into the escape timer to save them unless they're very on path. So you can't really save the animals in these seeds. I don't remember if we set it as a optional setting that the runners could agree to save the animals and roll a seed that lets them do that. But that's how you would be saving animals in a map rando seed. You'd have to set a flag for it. Also saving. That seems pretty safe.
Yeah, not a bad
Nitro.
thing.
Well, I don't know. I don't think the seed has been playing out too well for Nitro.
Nope.
So a save seems really safe. You gotta think about your placement in the overall race. It's scored against the top finishers. So like the faster you can finish, the more points you get, and that's gonna be better seeding. Get a nice runway for speed zeb skip.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the time, speed zeb skip's gonna
Nice.
be easier in map rando, but sometimes it can also be impossible. So Mudbrain has the usual health, but supers do double damage. They're gonna do 600 now instead of 300. So you still need 18 projectiles for the glass, 3,000 damage for the first phase, and 18,000 damage for the second phase.
But Aussie, what do you mean? There's still a third phase of Mother Brain.
That's right. We don't have to watch the baby die. That's been patched out.
I had to play the part there, but yes, no. Beautiful thing about Map Rando is there is no Mother Brain Phase 3. Go as fast as possible. So, Nitro, ready to move. Here we go. Escape timer is... Oh, it was close!
Yeah, it's a really
2:35.
strong guess. Yeah, like Dash Tournament is gonna leave on a lot of those vanilla slow settings for balance reasons, but then Map Rando is going to speed them up, also for balance reasons.
All right, Nitro has not used one pause yet.
Dodge the missiles, nice. A double chamber is always annoying. Same with Wasteland, because the elevator enemies are gone. That's one.
I'm going to go with 3 for Spiffy. Actually, no, 2 for Spiffy. 2 for each racer.
Yeah, that's my guess as well. 2 for each racer. I was thinking Meridia, you'd be using fewer pauses. Because you're here more recently and less of your map is going to be filled in. A lot of this escape is pulling the map.
Hey, a Torian room and an actual escape. Gee, there you go. Correct. Double damage for supers is Map Rando specific. Spiffy's timer also starting.
And it's the same number. How about that?
Close, Nitro, close.
Yeah, we don't talk about it, but there is a quality of life preset that we're using, and that is set to default. But there's a list of features that you can change there too. And all the Mother Brain stuff is part of that.
A fun escape.
So the escape timer, with a multiplier of 1.0, or a 100% escape timer, it's supposed to be always completable. If you want to challenge yourself, you can set it to lower than that, but then it's not something you can always do. But we have a higher number than that.
And time. Nitro wins the restream. We have marked both racers as done as well because Spiffy is very close to being done as well. So to give you all a quick recap, Nitro finishes in 7th place in the qualifier with an official time of 1 hour, 9 minutes, and 1 second. And Simo came in 1st place with a time of 1 hour and 47 seconds. Why does that not surprise me from Simo?
Yeah, Simo's pretty good at this game. Zeb too, right up there.
Fantastic. We'll wait for both runners to get in here. Spiffy is almost done here. Just gotta cross West Ocean here. Cross West Ocean, and Spiffy will be done. Spiffy taking the wrong door.
It happens.
It does.
The map is randomized every seed, you know.
That is very true. And time. There you go. Spiffy finishes in 11th place in this qualifier number 4 with an official time of 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 15 seconds. Oh, my bad. Nitro. I was looking at Nitto. Nitro finished in 10th place with an official time of 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 45 seconds.
Yeah, I did that
Nitto
multiple
SM and
times.
V2 Nitro. That's my fault, folks. I gave you all the wrong time, but let's get our racers in here. Nitro isn't here, but Spiffy's here.
Not quite up here with us, but
Spiffy!
there we go.
There's Spiffy.
GG
GG,
Spiffy.
Spiffy.
Here I am.
GG's.
GG's.
Showing off the hair flip at the end there. Very nice.
Oh, sorry. I forgot that I didn't quite.
Wag
I
hair
skimmed
flip.
the rule. If anything, my hair. I was just kind of making sure it was okay from the
It's okay.
the headphones.
Rub it in. It's all right. Rub it in my face. My hair is thinning. You're just flicking your hair backwards. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, a little
So-
luscious.
Yeah, there you go. So what a seed overall. Like,
Oh yes.
criteria was very slow early on. Kind of talk us through what you thought of the early game.
So minus the fact that I started about 20 seconds late, I was kind of wondering when I hit the pause button. I saw the map on the far left-hand side. And I knew, like, if I was scrolling the map a little bit, here's a little tip that I usually do. If the map is far to the right and your ship is kind of on the left-hand side of the map, I actually go, I'm sorry, flip-flop that. The map's on the very left side of the map, and your ship's on the right. I usually go left door first, but because I saw that there was a lot of area in criteria to my left, I actually went right first, and I got that item really, really quick. It was Morph Ball. Well, people might have lost some time if they went left first. Overall,
yeah, it was
though,
nice. You got up to Nitro right away doing that.
yeah, even though I kind of flubbed the beginning, that nobody's fault but my own. After getting that map, I didn't scan to the right enough to see that there were two majors there.
Oh, you just didn't see the majors that were over there?
Yeah, I just didn't see that they were there because when I got the map, I was so focused on, oh, there's a transition above and below me. I didn't scan to the right at all, and I should have because, LOL, I finished gravityless. And
Right.
no ice beam, and they were both over there. Kind of a shame.
That is where they
but,
were.
Yeah, kind of a shame, but it is what it is, and I can say pretty confidently that nobody took the route that I took. That's for sure. Very
Yeah, you
confident.
broke logic early and often.
Yes,
I
you
saw.
Yes, I did with some fish tank shenanigans. I broke some logic there. I broke some logic. I broke a logic a lot of places. Red Key Intershaft as well.
Yeah. So why did you decide to go down Reiki Hunter Shaft? Because that's where it initially that's the first logic break.
Yes. So when I looked, and I think it was Brinstar up top, I think it was. I looked around and I saw the crab hole. No. The
Crab
West
Shaft.
Cack Alley. I'm sorry, the Cack Alley. And at that point, I didn't have high jump. I was like, okay, just in case, let's turn back because I have no way to get up here. Because at this point, I didn't go up the elevator and I didn't grab Spring Ball yet. So I actually turned around, went back towards the Green Brinstar shaft, went up, did my speed ball to go get Spring Ball in the Morph Ball room on the left-hand side, and just completely slipped my mind that let me get past Crab Room. So just thinking about that, actually, I don't think it would let me pass, would it? It wouldn't let me get back up because the jump is still too high. I think that's right. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I still don't have a way to get back from the Cack Alley, the West Cack Alley, Cack Hole, if you will. So I was like, okay, let's just go somewhere else then, and then let's go down. And at this point, I went back down. I saw the items in Aqueduct, and then I went to the right. I was like, hopefully, I can find some power bombs because I'm checking all these circles looking for power bombs, and I couldn't find any. E-tank here, super missiles there, reserve tank here, and I just couldn't find the power bombs. So I always rush circles until I get at least supers and power bombs, and I just couldn't find it. At this point, I'm like, you know what? I know where I messed up. Let's just go wild and see what happens. Let's just go wild and see what happens. So with my 4 E-tanks, I go down Red Key Under Shaft. I see what's down there. I'm like, well, there's nothing good over here. I don't really want to go back up. So let's keep going down. And I just keep going down further and further and further.
Yeah. So you know that the logic is not going to be your friend in that situation. But you did
Yeah,
run the power
definitely not.
bombs. Power bombs are filler, so it's fair to just find them out of logic. And then on Nitro's side, we saw it took like 35 minutes, was it, to get his first power bombs?
Okay.
Keeping more in logic.
Where was the first logical one? I don't even know.
He got his in Big Pink, which was Norfair. And that was after
Okay.
getting the other suits.
Oh, after getting both suits?
Yeah, after both suits.
Okay, so maybe I did get the logical one, because I think I got the big pink ones first. With those suits. Yeah.
Yep.
I kind of just went all in. I went all in, and, well, 11th place is what it got me.
Yeah, you played well. Like, you executed a lot of things well. We thought you were going to have a lot of trouble getting up Fish Tank, but you're able to get that nice, perfect jump height, speedy jump through the door.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were theory crafting some spike suit or blue suit way out, but you made it work.
If you notice that I scanned the map quite a bit, I was looking for a hallway that had spikes in it, and I couldn't find one that was too close. I'm like, you know what? I just saved. Let's go up. Let's see if this speed boost here is just enough to get up there. And it was. The second jump was pretty bad, but I got that scam spot where that sweet spot where it actually cuts your jump short. But yeah, the rest of it was really, really good. It worked out. I'm glad it worked out. Otherwise, I would have had to reset all the way back to ship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Oh,
curious.
honestly, I got nothing else.
I was curious about which way Nitro went. Hopefully, he'll get in here somewhat soon.
Probably
Doesn't seem like he'll be joining us.
Okay. So, Aussie, as being one of the developers and one of the greats of this, what do you think of this route? How far off the rails did I go? Because I was doing spring ball jumps to get places and fish tank and an east sand hall and stuff like that. It's so far beyond what we're supposed to do in hard.
It was a good showing of that. So like I said, going down through key stairs is very dangerous towards finding like a suit or the next progression thing. So that's something that I would like to avoid. But then you followed that up by doing more hard things, like even harder things, and that can make it so that progression is behind the next harder thing. So if you just keep going at it, then maybe you can make something work out of the route. But in the end, you really just got the power bombs, and that wasn't really gating anything. So it's the power bombs and the map information. So that didn't really work out too well. We were wondering about, once you get high jump spring ball, if you're going to go after the criteria majors, because you're in go mode at that point. So it made sense to not go for gravity ice, whether you want to or not.
I was completely oblivious it was even there, honestly. I don't even know. Actually, what was stopping from getting those items up top right of landing site?
So Nitro went for them early on. There was Screw Attack Room. He went there before Varia. And so Screw Attack Room was kind of hard to do.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was followed by the Metroid Room, which would be like a logical gate. But then actually he fell in the acid at Post Crockmire Jump Room and just died right next to Gravity Suit.
Oh, that's
and
a
didn't
shame.
get back to it until later. But would have had a really nice time if he managed to pull that off.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah, Nitro had some struggles. Your side was more of the routing issues. Like, it seemed like you played well.
I felt like I was playing well. I nailed some tricks. I got through the doors just fine. Ledge grab seemed on point. It's just, yeah, the routing. It's just as important as good movement. If not even more so. Especially if you're breaking logic with expert level tricks.
Yeah. Fun for the crowd. A good show of tricks.
Yeah. The speedy jump with the spring ball and fish tank, that was good. The high jump spring ball in East Sand Hole was a good trick. I forgot what else I did. It didn't intend for it to be a tech demo, but here we are.
There you go.
Yeah, it's
Well,
nice to have you here.
oh yeah, definitely.
Thanks for putting on the race. Good luck in any more qualifiers that you choose to join.
I'm gonna need to after this performance. I usually aim for a sub hour. This is far from par, as they say.
Nobody got sub hour in this year.
Yeah, I actually asynced the first two qualifiers. Turns out I would have got third place in the first one had I actually raced it, and then I would have got second place by just like a minute on the second one. And that was the one where Nevdi crushed the competition. So this is not exactly a good standing for me right now. So you can expect more from me, definitely. But at the same time, you know, I feel good about how I played. I just made the wrong logical choices. So all in all, I think it was a pretty good run. Hopefully with a good show for the people out there.
Yep, definitely.
Oh yeah. And thank you guys for putting my restream on here, Aussie and WX Fan for commentating. I'm sure you guys did a wonderful job. I'll have to rewatch it later.
Thank you for paying us each $100 to get you on the restream. Kidding. Folks, we're kidding. It was a joke. So unfortunately, folks are still tapping in the chat, all the different commands. The bot has an issue. I was told by one of the volunteers a while ago, about a half hour ago, that something is wrong with the chat bot. So unfortunately, we do not have those. But Spiffy, where can the folks find you if they want to follow you?
They can find me at twitch.tv/SpiffyThomas, just like you see it on top. You'll find me there all week long. Thank you,
Diamanthus. Diamanthus is posting all the stuff for comms and tracking. Aussie, Spiffy, anything else you both want to chat about?
Aussie?
Just shout outs to Diamithius. Doing a great job being our support here, tracking and posting these links. Well, that's all I want to say. Thanks to WX Fan once again for helping with commentary.
Love doing comms for these races. You are welcome. Spiffy, thank you for the fun race. It was a ton of fun. Aussie, thank you as always for the commentary. Diamanthus, thank you for tracking. And of course, thank you to Nitro for the race as well. With that being said, we will see you all. Let me make sure I have this right. Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Qualifier number 5. Until then, I'm WXFan21 for Aussie, Nitro, Spiffy, and Diamanthus. We'll see you all next mission.